Welcome, Crucible Captors, to another KeyForge video. This is the fourth deck opening of this display. If you haven't seen it yet, I put out a video last Monday as an extra video of me opening up the 2-player starter set. Go check it out. I misspoke just a little bit in that video, so you'll have to forgive me, sorry. But it's fun. It's a super cool opening, so if you haven't seen it, you should look at it. We'll dive right into this. Pre-cut the packaging here just a little. Okay. Always unsure of how to open these to like kind of keep everything covered, but also get it out of the package. Let's thank you here. There we go. Goodness me. Okay, I'll have to cover up that QR code. Here we are with the Archon card. Our token is Fish, a familiar face, an unfathomable token. Then we've got the house Unfathomable, Mars, and Saurian. Okay, the Vegesaur, Shelter of Rhetor. Rhetor is there's a Saurian card named Rhetor, Rhetor Gallum. Very cool. That Archon looks really cool. It's kind of got like tentacles, but also kind of spindly legs. Very thin head there. Okay, fantastic. Sorry about that pause there. Had to go deal with something. We will be right back with the card reveal. Okay, we're here now with the card reveal. Sorry for the semi-sloppier opening in that first scene there. We're going to set our deck card off to the side. And this will be our token. So we've got the Fish that is a 2-power creature. With Destroy, deal 2 damage to the most powerful enemy creature. Pretty good token. We'll flip this here. And we are starting in Unfathomable. Very nice. We've got the action Sunk Cost here. Play, choose a house. Your opponent discards a random card from their hand. If that card belongs to the chosen house, make a token creature. Very good disruption. Then we've got Maelstrom here. Feels like that is... Give me 1 second. One of my fingers from my glove is sliding around a bit. Okay. I felt like it was 2 cards there for a second for some reason. Oh goodness. Okay, then we've got Maelstrom here. It's an action card. It's got a damage pip on it, and it says play, put each creature on the top of its owner's deck in a random order, gain 2 chains. The damage pip isn't entirely useless, because it could hit a 1 damage creature and kill it, either one of our own, or one of our opponents, or a creature that's just close to death, to prevent them from cycling. Then we've got Initiation here. Play, make a token creature. If you have fewer than 4 cards in your hand, archive Initiation. The Unfathomable's like recurring token making. 2 of those, fantastic. Then we've got Fathom Reaver here, 4-power creature with play, make a token creature. While you control a token creature, your opponent refills their hand to 1 less card during their draw card step. Some great disruption. Crushing Deep is an action with an Amber Pip on it. Play. During your opponent's next turn, keys cost +3 for each forged key they have. Some decent Amber control there. Great in the late game, making the last key cost 12. Then we've got the 3-power creature here, Covetous Hema. While Covetous Hema is not on a flank, it gains Elusive, and on play, capture 3. 2 of those, okay, so we've got some pretty good Amber control and Unfathomable. Then we've got Thunder Toe. It's got an Amber Pip. It's an action. Play, exhaust 2 creatures, deal 2 damage to each exhausted creature. And 2 of those. You know, Thunder Toe might actually work decently in tandem with Fish if we want to get more damage off. So we can make tokens and then, you know, exhaust our enemy creatures, kill them. And then if we make those tokens, that turn they're exhausted. So they will just pop, you know, take the 2 damage like from Thunder Toe, and they could do more damage to the enemies. Then we've got Sleep with the Fishes. It's an action with an Amber Pip. Play, destroy each exhausted creature. Okay, could work decently well with Thunder Toe. Then we've got Dragnet here, an action with an Amber Pip. Play, return a creature and each of its neighbors that shares a house with it to the top of their owner's, to the owner's hand, not to the deck. So that's actually pretty good for your own cards as well. If you have 3 like fishes that you really need back, or some play effect cards that you really want to play again, or some play effect creatures, it's a great way to get them back into your hand. So we're in Saurian here. We're starting with a special creature. This is half of a combo. This is Charybdis. 7 power creature, and each enemy creature gains before fight lose 1 amber. Some decent amber control. It's a hard creature to get off the board, and Charybdis always comes with Scylla, which is a creature that gives enemy creatures, I think, after reap effects. So I think it's after reap deal 4 damage to this creature for enemy creatures gain that, but we'll see. We'll see Scylla in a little bit here. Then we've got Vegesaur Selector, 6 power creature, enhanced with a capture pip that says play, after reap, you may exalt Vegesaur Selector. If you do, make a token. Grammaticus Thrax, which enhances 2 capture and 1 damage. It's a creature with 5 power. Crushing Charge here. It's an action with a damage pip on it, and it says play, destroy each creature with 4 power or lower. Not bad. So again, since we have fish, just it being a token creature with a destroyed effect, it'll inherently be more okay if we destroy them. We've got Chancellor Dexterous here, 3 power creature with after reap. You may exalt Chancellor Dexterous's right neighbor. If you do, that creature belongs to House Saurian for the remainder of the turn, instead of its other house. Replace a creature's house for 1 turn. Beware the Ides. It's an action with an amber pip. Play, deal 23 damage to a creature in the center of its controller's battle line. Some decent creature control there. Arm the Plebeians. It's an action with an amber pip enhanced with the damage. It says play, make a token creature, and ward it. Nice. Tribune Pompatus, 4 power creature with 1 armor. Each friendly creature gets +2 power for each amber on it. Before fight, you may exalt Tribune Pompatus. This is a really good card. There are a lot of creatures in Saurian that exalt themselves or exalt other creatures, but don't have like a direct payoff for that. And this is a great way to keep those creatures safe. You can also keep it self-safe with its self-exalting or if you capture onto it. We've got the Phalanx Leader here, 4 power creature that says play, make a token creature immediately to Phalanx Leader's left, and after fight, after reap, each creature to Phalanx Leader's left gets +2 power for the remainder of the turn. Not bad. Ooh, Pax Sauriana here. It's an action with 2 amber pips, and it says play, ward each creature. So that would include your enemy creatures. Very interesting card. We've got the Anklo Formation here. It's an action that says play, choose 1. It's also got an amber pip and a draw enhanced. And then the choose 1 is for the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature gains skirmish, or exalt a friendly creature, and for the remainder of the turn, each friendly creature gains skirmish. And then here's Scylla. This will mark the end of Saurian. Scylla is a 7 power creature that says each enemy creature gains after reap, deal 4 damage to this creature. Yeah, not bad. Those passive effects landing on your enemies if they don't have a way to deal with such a high power creature, especially since we have Tribune Pompatus, if we can capture onto these 2 or exalt them, that can really mess up their game plan. Then we're going into Mars, starting off with a 3 power creature here, Xanthix Harvester. Xanthix Harvester cannot be used while it has a non-Mars neighbor, and it says after reap, gain 1 amber. Then we've got Tixel Beambuckler here, creature with 4 power, 1 armor. Play, deal 2 damage to an enemy, to a creature, so it could be friendly, and move it to either flank of its controller's battle line. Ooh, then we've got the MK2 Generator. It is an artifact that enters play ready, and it says action, make a token creature. Love that artifact. Then we've got the Ironix Rebel here, 2 power creature with deploy and play ready each of Ironix Rebel's Mars neighbors. Really good in combo with that Xanthix Harvester. We've got 2 of them. Then we've got Ironix Propaganda. This creature gains after fight, after reap, make a token creature, and it's got an amber and a capture enhanced on it. We've got the Glixel Weaponsmith here, which explains the damage and the draw. 4 power, 1 armor, and it enhances 2 damage, 1 draw. Then we've got the action here, Brain Dart, and it's got an amber on it, and play, enrage an enemy creature, and it captures 1 amber from its own side. Ooh, then we've got Ammonia Clouds here, it's an action. Play, deal 3 damage to each creature, some good creature control. We've got Zizok, 3 power creature with skirmish and splash attack 1, and after an enemy creature is destroyed by Zizok's splash attack, ready Zizok. Nice. Got the Yixlix, the Iron Captain, or Yixel, the Iron Captain, there we go. 4 power, 1 armor, and play, each friendly Ironix creature captures 2. So that would include the Iron Captain. We'll have to revisit, see how many Ironix we have. I think it's at least 2 more. And then we've got the rare artifact Incubation Chamber. It says Omni, reveal a Mars card from your hand. If you do, archive it. Great, really good efficiency. It is similar to the Rebel, but it's like an artifact. So Great out-of-house efficiency, great turn 1 play. Let's see about those Ironix. That's just a Martian Soldier, Martian Artisan, 1 Ironix, 2 Ironix, Martian Soldier. Yep, so we've got 3, including the captain himself. So that could be a 6 Amber capture, though. That's pretty big, especially if we could do that like right after a crushing deep turn, you know, where they've got even more Amber, but we can hold them off even further. Very interesting deck. Nothing super stand out, but I think it's pretty good. We will get down with the deck breakdown here in just a second. Be right back. Alrighty, we're here now with the deck breakdown. We've got everything separated into the usual piles, our token creature on display here. Then we've got Amber Control, Amber Generation, or Expected Amber, Artifact Control, of which we have none, Creature Control, and then Token Creation, kind of miscellaneous for the cards that didn't exactly fit into one of these 4 categories. Right there is our SAS. We're looking at 70. That's not bad. It's a pretty high SAS score for these, a little bit above average. The -1 in meta is coming from Amber Control. We don't have a whole lot of it, and because we have Saurian, we have some Exalting. The anti-synergy is mostly from Maelstrom, Crushing Charge, and Ammonia Clouds. All of those creature controls actually affect a lot of our creatures. And yeah, then there is our extras and counts. We've got 12 bonus Amber, which isn't bad. It's 2 keys. Again, I would always like more. You want to try and get enough bonus Amber for 3 keys just in the deck. Always feels good. We've got 16 actions, which is a bit above average. 17 creatures, which is about average. 2 artifacts, 1 upgrade, and then our token generation score is 13. We've got 3 board wipes, which are ironically the things of my anti-synergy, the Ammonia Clouds, Crushing Charge, Maelstrom. No scaling Amber Control, and no key cheats. Get that out of here. There is our Amber and Control section. For the Amber Control is a 4.5, Expected Amber 18, 0 Artifact Control, 19 Creature Control. Let's dive into this. Our Amber Control section, we're starting with Charybdis, making it so that anytime an enemy creature fights, they lose an Amber. Very good. I think it's one of the few Amber controls that we have in this deck that actually involves in the Amber disappearing. We've got a lot of capture. Grammaticus Thrax with the 2 bonus, like the capture pips that got enhanced into the deck. Brain Dart, which captures from the other side, so actually it's like a pseudo steal, a delayed steal, if you will. Crushing Deep, which just increases the key cost, can block off a key. Covetous Hema, another Covetous Hema, and then the Iron Captain. A lot of capture on the higher end of our Amber Control there, which is good to hold it over. If we can hold it over and then make them forge a very expensive key with the Crushing Deep, or hopefully hold it over and then at least get like our Brain Dart off or get Charybdis on the board, it'll make it a little bit better at just dealing with their Amber Control. And then our Expected Amber, a lot of our Expected Amber was the bonus pips, the 12 bonus pips. But we've got some other cards here. Chancellor Dexterous, which would ideally you hit a non-Saurian creature and allow you to reap when you wouldn't. Xanthix Harvester for double Amber when you reap. The Ironix Rebels. And that's it. The Ironix Rebels are there because they can ready 2 Mars neighbors, so hopefully, or ultimately you would be reaping with those neighbors to get a big burst. Outside of just the Amber pips that come into the deck, it seems like Mars is mostly where we would be trying to get our Amber. Try and get a double Ironix Rebel, Xanthix Harvester turn. No artifact control, so if the opponent plays an artifact, it is free. It stays on the board. Creature control, we have the Anklo formation for that skirmish. Not sure exactly what creatures we would use to fight there. Sleep with the Fishes, which we only have our Thunder Toes to exhaust enemy creatures, so we have to hope that maybe they play something that doesn't ready them, or if we can make a token on their turn and then destroy it, something like that. The Glixel Weaponsmith for the 2 damage pips. Beware the Eye, it's heavy damage in the center, great for dealing with a leader. Tizzle Beam Buckler for 2 damage. Double Thunder Toe. Zizok for the skirmish and the splash attack. Definitely want to fight in there. Scylla, making it so that the enemy creatures reap and just hurt themselves. Dragnet to return creatures to hand. Ammonia Clouds, 3 damage. Crushing Deep, and Maelstrom. We had a lot of creature control cards, so while they're not super heavy, they're going to be really consistent, especially with our fish, because our fish is creature control. So we will be consistently dealing with our opponent's creatures, not necessarily in a super strong or effective way, but we will be damaging them and hopefully getting rid of them. So this is just our token generation. I've sorted it by house and then by my perceived strength of it. So Longsword Lector here is the weakest of Saurian. On play, you may exalt it to make a token creature. That exalting is just hard to work around. Phalanx Leader just makes one. Army of Plebeians makes one and then wards it, which ironically actually isn't super great with fish, unless we like really want to reap and go into Unfathomable next turn. Warding our destroy creature isn't super useful. Our next Propaganda, which is the upgrade that'll let a creature fight or reap to make one. Be probably pretty good on Zizok. Then we get the MK2 generator, enters play ready, super reusable, super good. Then Unfathomable, we have Sunk Costs, which can make one if I choose the right card or right house. Fathom Reaver that just does make one, and then both of our recurring initiations. Pretty good stuff. Again, nothing super crazy out of this deck, but a very consistent fish deck. I feel like 70 SAS makes a whole lot of sense. It seems like it would be fun to play. I haven't been able to myself play around with Scylla and Charybdis a whole lot, and I would really love to dive into a deck that utilizes them super well. If we could get them both out on a turn where we play that Pax Sauriana, that would be awesome, just to immediately have them like warded and protected. But yeah, I'll set this aside, then we'll look at our speed and board. Get that out of here. And boom, there's our speed and board. Nothing crazy here. The speed is weird because Incubation Chamber and then the draw enhanced from Weaponsmith increases it, but then Crushing Charge, which gives us a chain, and Maelstrom, which puts cards on top of our deck and gives us a chain, kind of bring it right back down. So we're at a 0.4. Our board is pretty big, but again, our creature control works against us. So we've got some pretty high power creatures with things like Charybdis, Scylla, Tribune Pompatus able to increase power, Longsword Lector, stuff like that. But all those creature controls brings it back down some. Creature protection is decent, mostly because of Pax Sauriana and Tribune, but also Charybdis kind of prevents the opponent from fighting into our creatures while it's on the board, because they'll lose Amber. Our disruption, we have Fathom Reaver, Maelstrom, Sunk Cost, and Dragnet. And then we have no recursion and no other. So all in all, a decent deck. Definitely one that would be fun to play. I think it would be great for a sealed night. This is one of those decks that I feel like it doesn't seem like it's got a whole lot going on, but it plays into itself pretty well. It's got some decent synergies in there. So I think that it would be super fun one to kind of just sit down and like think through in a game. Which I'm running into a lot in Winds of Exchange that I really appreciate. I think genuinely this set has been probably my favorite set for sealed that I've played out of all of them. But that's the video. We will dive in week after this with another opening, and we'll just keep chugging along. I'm hoping to make some other stuff at some point, but I have no idea when that'll be. Life's been a little hectic, so keep your eyes peeled. If I make something extra and throw it up out of the blue, I will put out stuff on like my social medias, mostly through Twitter, or X, I guess it's called now, but whatever. Okay, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and remember, the most important part of KeyForge is the person sitting across the table. Have a good one!